Hey everyone, this is the You, Me, and BTC podcast. Welcome to another special interview from the Bitcoin the Beltway conference. This time we are chatting with Paige Peterson, a representative from MaidSafe. The innovative new network has made quite a splash in the crypto world recently, so we wanted to know all about it. Paige will explain everything and will also tell us her thoughts on the conference in general. Stay tuned for this fantastic interview about something that could easily change our world. Your hosts are Daniel Brown, John Stuart, and myself, Tim Baker. Here we go.
So we're back here. This is the YMB and BTC podcast. We are at the Bitcoin Beltway conference. Another thank you to API Coin and Monero for getting us here. And we're sitting down right now with Paige Peterson, and she works for MaidSafe, which is a pretty big project coming around now that lots of people are hearing about. Although it's been around for a while, but it's gaining popularity. So can you tell us, I guess, first, what is MaidSafe?
So MaidSafe is actually a company that created the Safe network, which is a protocol for a new distributed internet. So the idea is that when you say you make a Dropbox style application on top of this network, when you save a file through that application, it gets chopped up and encrypted and spread out in chunks throughout the entire network. So there's no one central place that you can find that file. It's also copied, so it's redundant, and uses this technique of deduplication. So if you upload the same file twice, it doesn't get uploaded twice. It just gives permission to the second person to use the file. So it saves space, and it's just super efficient. And it's also kind of seeded by this concept, a cryptocurrency, SafeCoin, which is for seeding the vaults for using proof of resource, and it also seeds development by paying out open source developers through the network itself.
Can you tell us, I guess, maybe what like the user experience would be? I mean, I guess it's still sort of under development, but like, what will someone have to do to use this? What will they need, and how will they go about all that?
So if you want to be a farmer is kind of what the term we're using for people who are supplying resources to the network. So say you have an external hard drive that you don't use and you want to add that to the network. If you're a farmer, you'll basically just be running a node, a client that's connected to the Safe network. But if you are just a user and you just want to use the network, you can just access different applications that are built. It's basically a protocol. So the Safe network is a protocol, and then there's applications that you'll be able to download that use the protocol.
Can you tell us where the development is for MaidSafe, like what all you've done and where you need to go, and then also those applications, what all is there yet, or will there be?
So right now, MaidSafe is the core team in Scotland. They're working really hard to get the testnet out, which is very imminent. There is no set date yet, but we're probably a few weeks away. And the testnet will run for a few months over kind of a 3-stage, introducing new features to it each stage. And then the public beta will probably be out by the end of the year. In terms of kind of where the apps are and stuff like that, so they're trying to actually set up these developer pods around the world. I'm organizing one in San Francisco, and that's kind of the main spot. Obviously, just there's so many developers in that area. But in terms of the application, those are going to be made by the developer community. So the idea is to actually not have the Safe network be owned by MaidSafe. MaidSafe currently owns it, but the idea is to eventually make it owned by the developers that are maintaining it, so that they can, so it's not centralized by this team.
What are the biggest hurdles that you have overcome, and then looking forward, what are the big obstacles that you're looking to in the future to, I don't know, either getting people to use it or just in the development phase? Just what have you had to deal with?
So I actually joined the team probably like 2 months ago. I met them at the Texas Bitcoin conference for the first time and was just really excited. So in terms of hurdles they have faced, they've been working on this for about 8 years. As far as I know, David Irvine, who conceptualized it, he wrote it in Python first and then completely rewrote it in C++. And so he's kind of gone through these iterations to make it more stable and just easier to use and easier to work with. And more recently added the safe coin concept to, incentivize adoption and to make the network effect real. Because we've seen, protocols kind of trying to do a similar thing. Like there was kind of like if you've heard of Freenet, it's kind of it exists. It's a similar concept, but it's not based on being anonymous or anything. It's more about just like sharing public data in a distributed way. But they didn't have any coin, and they don't no one uses it. Like it's very you can use it, and there's a lot of benefit of using it, but no one knows about it. No one uses it because there isn't this concept of a token reward system, which I think is really important. And David says that he had been thinking about this concept from the start, but I think the idea of Bitcoin coming out kind of made him realize I should definitely do this. Look how popular this network is becoming because of the token. The Bitcoin network is not about the token, it's about the actual blockchain technology, but the token is really good at incentivizing the usage. So that's a similar tactic that we're taking.
I don't know, just being at the conference, what was your favorite talk here, or just anything? What are your thoughts on this conference?
So the conference is really fun. I'm really glad that it's kind of more grassroots run. I'm enjoying the more conceptual talks, especially I really enjoyed Leif and Lamar from FIVA's talk. They were really super inspiring, talking about using the concept of cooperative and a giving economy and just making that more prominent. I think it's really important to kind of think about business structures in addition to technological infrastructures to help, liberate people, because the cooperative movement has totally died out in the past several decades, mostly due to regulation and due to restriction from, being able to start one and, sustain yourself. It's just, you'll make money, you'll be able to be more stable as a company if you kind of do this hierarchical structure right now. But definitely trying to use cryptocurrency and use these horizontal technologies to help push back against the hierarchical businesses and kind of create more cooperative style things is really important to me, and I really like what they're doing with that. And they are a really great example. People should definitely look at them.
Yeah, we definitely love those guys. They've been great to us, and this is our first conference, so we don't have anything really to compare it to, but we've definitely noticed the kind of grassroots, smaller kind of personal thing, and I think we like that.
That's what Lamar and Leif, they said they like the business, the more business oriented ones, but they really love these ones just because it's less about who's going to beat the other one out with business, and it's more about how can we push it forward and everything. Yeah.
All right, I guess I have a couple things to ask you, and then we have a thing that we do at the end. But first, I guess we should ask this probably at the beginning of the interview. What do you actually do with MaidSafe? And then second, maybe you already talked about this earlier, but you want to maybe give us a preview of your talk or what you're going to be bringing to everybody?
I'm starting a pod in San Francisco for developers, but that's not all I do. So they're actually really busy right now doing stuff in Scotland, getting ready for the testnet. So they don't even have time to come to conferences like these. They've been able to go to ones in London and nearby them to kind of represent themselves out there. But right now I'm kind of taking on the role for being a representative, at least in conferences in the States. And also, I'm really excited about the San Francisco pod, because kind of going off of the cooperative idea, there is, in addition to being able to earn SafeCoin through farming, you can earn SafeCoin as a developer. So if your application is actually usable and provides a lot of productivity and people really like it and use it a lot, then you'll actually earn SafeCoin just automatically through the network, through your application. The more people use it and the more useful it is. And that's kind of what I'm really excited about in terms of incentivizing open source development without needing to, like fall back on ads and like all these kind of privacy issues in terms to make income. And so in regards to my talk, which I haven't given yet, it's going to be basically comparing blockchain technology to MaidSafe technology, or to Safe Network technology. Safe Network is not based on blockchain technology whatsoever. They were kind of created simultaneously. Both of them solve the Byzantine general problem, which is really epic, and I don't think people quite understand that yet. So I'm kind of trying to flesh everything out and make people aware of how powerful this platform is actually going to be.
So we like to ask people for personal stories at the end of our interviews. So if you have any funny stories about Bitcoin or crypto stuff in general, I guess, or awesome stories, scam stories, anything that's cool, I guess.
Many stories. Okay, so the first Bitcoins. So I got paid like Bitcoins for rent for my roommate a while ago. It was like 5 something Bitcoins. It was like before it got up, it was probably around $30 or so at the time. So I was getting paid in Bitcoins for rent and utilities. And then like this was at the very beginning of my introduction to it, and I like forgot the password to my wallet. So I have 5 Bitcoins in this wallet that I'm just like holding on to. I have no idea what is going to happen. And then a really great story, though, that kind of makes up for it is that last year, actually at Porcupine Freedom Festival, there was a raffle being run by Cop Block, and I bought 2 tickets to the raffle, and I actually won the raffle. And it was either for 2 rifles, but I live in California, so I can bring those back, or half of the ticket sales in whatever currency you wanted. So I was like, well, Bitcoin, obviously, that's the easiest way. Like, they were offering me silver or whatever, and I was like, that's, too cumbersome. Like, whatever. I want Bitcoin. And so I got like a bunch of Bitcoin when it was about $100 last year. And that totally made up for those 5 Bitcoins. So, yeah, good ending to that.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Well, is there anything you want to plug? Any way people should contact you, Twitter, anything you want to mention?
So MaidSafe is at maidsafe.net. If you're a developer, you can go to maidsafe.org, which is kind of the community. Other people can go there too, but it's a lot of developers talking on there, talking about the different projects that they're working on and asking questions and kind of iterating like issues that might come up with the network. And you can find me personally on Twitter at iOptIO, so iOptIO. And then MaidSafe is at MaidSafe on Twitter.
Well, Paige Peterson from MaidSafe, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to this special episode of the You, Me, and BTC podcast. Keep an eye out for a few more of these interviews to be released over the next few days. We'd also like to thank our sponsors yet again for their generous support. API Coin is the first Bitcoin API to implement verification for proof of assets and a number of other features. They allow you to create watch-only wallets and can even broadcast transactions for you. Learn more at apicoin.io. Monero is a new cryptocurrency that is much more anonymous than Bitcoin. It is based on the CryptoNote protocol, which allows for untraceable transactions. More details can be found at monero.cc. See you guys next time.